you had the Indian Army issue a statement this morning that once again Pakistan tried to escalate the situation, trying to come after civil installations, and India has reacted, to underline the word, proportionately but aggressively.
Preeti, what Indian Army says is that all these actions have been responded with force. That has a lot of meaning, that till now we were doing it proportionately, but now we are doing it with full force. We are not only neutralizing the threats coming our way, but we are banging and we are hitting Pakistan hard in multiple locations. Along the line of control also, the ceasefire violations have been on, but this time the shelling has been very heavy, intense and frequent from Pakistan's side, to which Indian Army is also responding with full force. That is repulsing these actions from Pakistan. Not only on the boundaries, we are getting to know that inside Pakistan also heavy damages have been inflicted. Remember that these damages started while Operation Sindoor was on. But yesterday morning also the air defense systems of Pakistan were destroyed and damaged by our missiles that went inside. And after yesterday's misadventure, that was again a foolish mistake by Pakistan. The Indian armed forces are into action, all the three services, in a coordinated action against Pakistan's misadventure, and they have inflicted heavy damages to Pakistan's military installations.
Shivani, stay with me, and we're going to just take our viewers through that. Hold on to that thought, Shivani, because you just spoke of India inflicting heavy damage late last night, retaliatory in nature, responsive in nature, but very aggressive in nature, viewers. Taking you through on some of the cities that India attacked. Peshawar is one city that India hit last night, retaliating to Pakistan's attempt to attack India. Peshawar was one city. Lahore, once again, what we've been given to understand, viewers, that India has hit Lahore once again. How vulnerable Lahore is can clearly be stated, because yesterday, once again, in the afternoon, when India was retaliating to Pakistan's attacks or attempts to attack 15 key military installations, India retorted early yesterday morning by attacking Lahore and destroying their ADS, their air defense system. And late last night, India once again attacked Lahore city. So what we know right now, Peshawar, Lahore, Bahawalnagar. We're going to take Karachi off just for now, viewers. We're going to wait for an official confirmation if at all Karachi was also attacked by our Indian Navy. Right now, there is no official confirmation. I want to cut across back to Dr. Karta, who's with us, along with all our reporters who've been doing a fine job, viewers. It's not, there is this fog of war. There is so much disinformation, and one has to give it to journalists on ground who are constantly trying to sift through that disinformation and get you the facts of where they stand. It's not an easy job, but they are doing it. Want to get in Dr. Karta back into this conversation, because Dr. Karta, what's interesting right now is that they're attacking our western fronts. We are going deep in. We are hitting Lahore again. We've hit Peshawar. We've hit Bahawalnagar last night. Word came in of Karachi being hit. We are not confirming that, because we want that confirmation to come in from the Ministry of External Affairs. Because if Karachi was hit, we are not confirming that, Dr. Karta, because the Indian Navy comes in when there is a full-blown war and comes in when economic assets need to be taken down. If that has happened at all, we are saying it's not happened right now, but if and when that happens, when the Indian Navy kicks in, one, it will kick in at a time where the heat is too much at the Western Front and India will need assistance and also open up another theater, which will be the Indian Navy. And that will happen when big assets will be taken by the Indian Navy, economic assets of Pakistan.
I just need also to congratulate you and your team. Excellent reporting. Hats off to your guys on the ground. And I just wanted to mention there are multiple NOTAMs being issued for 8th to 13th May. This is by Indian Navy and I think Pakistan Navy. That I have to confirm. So
no, both, you're right.
Yeah, so there is something brewing. I think they are 80 to 83 nautical miles separate, these two fleets in the ocean, which is very, very little. So there is all you need is what, but then the I mean, not to sort of, add to a masala or something. This is something the two navies are used to. They are used to operating and shadowing each other, listening to each other. These are responsible people. And given, I have to, if you'll allow me to congratulate also the Indian government. They have been so calculated in their moves. They are not letting, that cry for war overwhelm the state. There is generally sometimes there's a saying, it starts rolling decision making. I've seen this happen when I was in government in a different
Right.
context where you do X, then you for Y, then before you know
Right.
it, you reach the end of the road. So they are not doing that. That is excellent. But
Dr. Kartha, what is different this time? Because one thing is very clear. Pakistan's not backing out. We know that for a fact. Pakistan's not going to de-escalate. It can be an ego trip, or there is a hand that is funding Pakistan. We don't want to get into conjecture whether, it's
yes,
China or anybody else. We're not getting into that. But Pakistan is not looking to de-escalate if we are only going to read into the actions of Pakistan over the course of the last 24 hours. Of what they did yesterday was crossing that proverbial red line where you go after civil installations like the Jammu airport. It was thwarted, that's aside, but they did try to attempt to bomb the Jammu airstrip, and that is big in itself. Away from that, India's response right now has been calibrated, measured, but Dr. Kartha, it's been very, very aggressive. You come to our western front, we'll go deeper, we'll hit you harder.
yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And look at the way they've gone into and hit the air defense first. Air defense opening a gateway and then going in. So and the fact that you have also, I believe, some India made, Bangalore city made drones were also involved in earlier strikes, not these ones, earlier strikes, which is commendable. So there is a lot of stuff being put on the table here. The thing is that I'll tell you what is different from last, say, Balakot to this time. What is different? One, of course, you have this crazy Asim Munir on top, which is horrendous. Number two is the fact, which is the dangerous part here, is that the rest of the world is completely involved in their own stuff. There is Ukraine, there is Gaza, so you've just seen J.D. Vance's statement. He says, this is none of our business. So that factor, which would sometimes pull in Pakistan and say, look, stop right now, that seems to be missing.